Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, Space Engineers. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Quantum Tater. Quantum Tater, say hello. Guys, we are at Farm to Table, Quantum Scratch Kitchen, looking out on the base. We're actually in creative mode right now for a couple of reasons. One, I was messing around, and, well, we still have the SNF upstairs, um, upstairs in space. Hey, look at this. So I was testing out some new collection tools. So, I believe I have these things turned on. Maybe not. A couple of things I wanted to do. I was messing with like maybe making this look a little more interesting because the other ones, like I don't even need the piston for them to collect. So I broke all that down. I was like, oh, how would this work? And so this is what I've got so far. I think if we pop and we just do this and then 8, same thing. We just stacking these things on here like that, and then do like that, and then press Control G because I've got that mod on currently, which highly recommend if you've never used it. It is brilliant. 1, 2, and Control G selects the block you're looking at. Beautiful as per usual. So that's this guy done, and I believe they're all on. Oh, is this on? On, 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 and on. Perfect. And then I had these guys over here. They're probably not turned on either. But I didn't extend this one out. So this is what I was thinking for potentially collectors is like a cool system. Come over here and we look at the we've got an advanced small rotor, we've got an advanced 3x3 rotor. I forgot that there was advanced small rotors, so I made it initially with the advanced 3x3 rotors looking like this. And I even put collectors on it, guys, so that I could potentially do the automatic planting thing, and then I found out that's dead. So that's a thing. But when I come over here, I can now press, I believe, 2 rotates, and bada boom, bada bing, Bob's your uncle. It should slurp up the stuff. Those are not low enough to slurp up the stuff. That's good to know. Or they're not turned on. No, they're definitely turned on because I just turned them on. So that's fun. But, and then go over here, press 1, and it rotates back to 0 degrees. That's kind of what I was thinking for something more interesting than the other guy. I don't really know how I would finish it out to make it not look like it's just hovering. My first thought would be to have another rotor like this. Something like, something come up out of the ground and so that it could rotate freely and just put it at 0 torque, 0 everything. So that was kind of my idea behind doing that stuff. So that's that. Now, I have a special thing today, which is great. And come over here. Um, First of all, another success. Thanks, Chad, for the celebration. Shields, he said, might be a little too much, but I haven't gone against anything that's really crazy. Maybe consider cutting them back. And so I was thinking, like, what if I did an SNF without the large one and just had multiple small ones? Because I did download a rebalancing mod, and I'm not exactly sure how much that did. I was also playing with the docking portion of this, trying to see what I wanted it to look like um, for docking bays out here and that kind of thing, just to kind of give it a flavor and see what I was going for. And I think my plan was to like alternate black and white because unfortunately, when you color these things with, when you color them with, say, this color, like they'll match up there, but then they get wonky right there, and there's just no way to fix that. So then the move at that point would be to have it hazard striped and then just yellow, but instead of that, we would just do that right there. Nope, right there, and then we'd go back to this color maybe. Anyways, so yeah, maybe we relook at like how we've got the SNF built. That's definitely an idea. You can see I've got, I think, yeah, the Pirate Victory is sitting right above us at 23 kilometers. So there's that, and then John said another nice little fight, and then he published the PAG Carrier or the Pirates Au Gratin Carrier on Steam. SNF should fit. If not, just extend the flat top. As requested, it is a small ship, large grid, hydro only. There should be enough empty space to be found if you want to put a shield on it. It was made with vanilla blocks. She could do with some lights underneath, but I forgot them. It has a few surprises. Make sure you lock down the grappling clang, Will. Make sure you lock down the grappling clang. So yeah, so I subscribed to the PAG Carrier. Pow, we're just gonna plop this guy in really quick. Look at that. Let's do a little ploppy plop. Beautiful. Forward camera for the forward cameraing. We got some thrusters. How many we got facing down? We got just looks like 6 small, large. Nope, 7, 8 small, large grid thrusters. I'd love to see how much weight this thing. We're actually going to test it. I know, Energon Love. Thank you. Got one looks like assault cannon. Great. And then some major forward thrust, and it looks like reverse thrust wise we've got 3, and then nope, that would be 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. So 7 and then 6, 7. Sorry, that's my bad. So got ourselves a perfect little landing spot for the SNF. I love that. And then we have underneath, we take a look. We got ourselves some landing feet, which is great. That one's, do they all stick down the same? They do stick down the same height. And then what do we have? Ah, so this mag plate, we'll say grapple plate. Grabby plate, not spelled right either. And then there's only one piston on here and a hinge. Cool, and we dock right there, camera facing down. Perfect. So I have an idea. And then the cockpit up here, I like the greebling. Ooh, yes, all right. A little fist symbol for the pirates. Alrighty, let's get stuck on that block right there. That's good. That's what we want. So yeah, we're just gonna go test this thing out really quick. Best way to get up there. Ooh, recharge station. Oh yeah, look at that. That is spectacular. Perfect spot for that. Come up here. Can get in the ship. Tons of gyro. Good grief, yeah. All right. So then let's do this. We'll get that mag plate. We're gonna have to switch lock the mag plate. And then the hinge. We'll do a reverse. And then the piston will also do a reverse. So in theory, let's go up there. Do a little thrusty thrust. Get up to our pirate victory. Do we have enough thrust? We're not moving forward. There we go. The good news is that was definitely enough thrust to carry itself. My want is to see if this thing can bring our pirate loot to the ground. So we're just gonna fly straight up. We're gonna even do it with the snub-nosed fighter docked on the thing. Ground zero, PAG spam ground zero. That's perfect. So let's go up, up, up and away. We've got some, and this is on creative, so we'll back out and we'll go back to the regular save. I just wanted to test this kind of stuff out. Might be a little bit of a shorter one today. Scrap abandoned settlement. That's another sprite beacon. You don't say. Well, hopefully they stay way over there and leave me alone because I'm not interested. Pretty good thrust. Let's see what this thing has on it. Mr. John Bray, what'd you give us? So grabby mag plate that I labeled LCD panel. I'd love to see where that's at. There was not an interior that I saw anywhere. Oh, LCD panel right there. The big light, or the big flag. So that's that. Now, if I go to this page 1, and I press number 4, I should be able to look and see what that is. Is it just another one of those? Huh. I couldn't tell you what that is, to be honest, so we're not going to worry about it. Where is my trash? There it is. We're still heading towards it. Good. Something's clanging a little bit. I don't love that sound. All right, we'll get out there. This looks pretty good. Let's see what the view from the inside. Nice. Pretty good thing. You can see the docking bay right there. We can kind of, we got a good idea. We're not completely defenseless with that assault cannon, so that's good. It means if anybody messes with us, we can just punch them straight in the face. What did we call this thing? Just says PAG antenna. Let's see what Mr. Bray has created for us. It is a PAG carrier. That tracks. That's what you would call it. Let's see what else. I think this episode, oh, there we are. There's our little victory. I see the cutter. I did find the last of the blocks. I think I finally converted the whole thing over to um my ship or whatever, so we should be good there. We're gonna see if we can carry this thing down, so I'm excited to see what happens. Although if we have to lock the grabby arm down, I don't know that we'll see how that goes. Because like you said, Clang might disagree heavily with us. Those things are not close to each other for some reason. That is very interesting. Turn the dampeners on. Get this thing slowed down. Part of me thinks it might be easier to grab with the other cockpit. So I didn't look to see how many hydrogen tanks does this have. Two large. Wow. Where did you hide two large hydrogen tanks? Oh, right there, smack dab in these two dome spots. That tracks. This thing is almost as big as our pirate ship, so we should have some pretty good muster. So first, let's go ahead. What's that noise? Oh, my helmet's open currently. Oh, somebody's put a bob on this. There's a build and repair. Maybe. Did you put a bob on it? Something's repairing that thing. Oh, no, you derp. There is a welder. I'm assuming now the welders probably, if we look inside, the welders are likely to repair the front of the ship structure. Oh, there's... Haha, I didn't see those two bad boys. Nice. So the welders are right there to repair those guns and potentially anything within the range of it. So first, let us grab the wonderful little ship over here. What do we got right there? Why is this floating around? Okay, get in here. Let's turn these engines on. And maybe we don't steal the hydrogen from it, although that is the intent, the desired intent. Oh, I didn't think about my dorsal cannon being dumb. So we're gonna shut them down. We are officially locked on to the ship, so that should be good there. We're now carrying this guy. We're not going to lock down because I don't want to take the fuel from it yet. And then we come up here, do a little jumpy jump so we can get in this cockpit. And then we would, first, we'd need to come down and chop this up because I don't want that there. And we may also want to get rid of that antenna, but we probably won't. So now we're going to see if this wonderful little carrier can take it down. This is pre-testing, see how much weight it can lift. Now we're currently, I guess the important thing to note, so first and foremost, the ship's clocking in at what? If I press this button there, we're at 50 tons basically. This guy over here, I don't know if there's a way to actually check that. We'll find out here in just a second by looking at something that can tell us. This info here on this guy is currently what? Dry mass. We're at 244 tons. Okay. And then my dog's barking. Yep. And he's at however many tons he's at because he's a chub. Let's see. We're locked. And then this ship, we'll say the 50's added onto that. We're at 430 tons. So not a light load. Let's see if we can't get this thing. Okay, we are locked on. We're hooked up. Now, the next step is just going to be to take it home and see what happens. I do love that view right there. That is something spectacular right there. If nothing else for that. So now we just point ourselves towards space, towards the mine. We'll disconnect, or we'll do the sweet old dampeners off. We're not getting FOP because I believe all the engines and stuff are turned off on that. We don't have a cockpit on that, so I can't turn off dampeners, but I believe I either have it completely disassembled or I have the gyroscope was already taken out. So I'm going to bring this in, see if it can carry the moon. Now the moon's gravity obviously is Not that dense, so we should be pretty secure to fly this into the atmosphere of the moon, the quote unquote heavily quoted atmosphere of the moon. And then let's see. I Yeah, we're gonna see how we do. Anyway, yeah. So, I'll tell you what. Once we get a little closer and into atmosphere, we'll do this. So we're gonna look at this. I don't think I'm gonna change it. I decided. Well, first, Chad, I know you're the one who put me onto the mod specifically for. And I don't. Can I bring this up? Will this let me bring this? No, it won't. Let's see. Do I not have? There's Steam right there. It won't show up on the screen. No, it won't. Okay. So, Chad, I believe you were the person who put me on to the mod specifically for auto planting, and it looks like it's been discontinued. Um, and I'm sure there might be another one. I haven't really looked at it, but because of that, I don't really see a reason to go do and redesign the entire planting slash harvesting system when I can just keep the piston for now. It's not a huge deal. It doesn't look bad. It just I was expecting to have to go in and press a button and it retract go down or whatever. And it's as high up as it possibly can be. So I guess I could still do that and then make all the pipes smaller and all the collectors smaller so that when it comes down, like I don't know. I'm sure there's a ways to do that. Ooh, scrap. That looks like a ship right there. So the other thing, so that's this thing. If we wanted to have a combat mode, our combat mode would be toggle on, toggle off, and control. And then weapons blocks, we would just put these guys here, and I would say boom, and then I could out of ammo. How sad we are. We're smoking a lot. What is that about? I don't know. All right, get when we get a little closer, we'll see how this goes. All right, pull up, pull up, pull up. I have two questions now. We just barely are in gravity, and it's definitely stopping us. I don't foresee us having any problems lifting this cargo, this trash all the way home. So this is the first question I have. Ooh, he's making some clanging down there. She clanging. The crazy thing is we could get this inside the base area and probably weld it all up and repair it with magic. So I have two questions now because this is clearly taking it in. So, oh, I love I just noticed the PAG on the side. Look at that. I do appreciate that. It looks like do you guys see that right there? There's something over there. There's trash over there. Something went down in that section, that direction. So we definitely have the ability to lift this thing in space. If we're looking at fuel, we're doing really good. Oh, I think we're about to crash my game. We just crashed the game. Okay. We'll be right back. And we're back. We're back from outer space. Okay, so we crashed. So what I'm gonna do, so the game crashed. But I will say, indubitably, that's 7, 8. The ship definitely 1000%. First of all, for some reason, this thing is still not listed as my ship, which is weird. So actually, if we get out of this thing here and we figure out our home keys and we come down here really quick and we go right here and we just say info, faction, info, no, info, pirate cutter, production, control panel, block transfer, nope, info, factions, production. Oh, I can't remember how to do it. So I think it's because the batteries are not ours. I think that's the problem. I believe every other thing on this ship is belong to me, um, except for the batteries. And why is that? Battery A, access denied. Oh, these event controllers. That's actually the problem, and I couldn't find them, and so that was the issue. So let's see where. If I were an event controller, where would I be hiding? You might say right there, this block right here that says event controller. and this one right here that says event controller. Now, this ship should be mine. Incomplete, incomplete, access denied. So typically what happens with the, I wonder if I need a control seat. Let's just, battery, beacon, incomplete, access. So I don't know, typically once you take all the blocks, it transfers the ownership to you, but this does not seem to be doing that. Production, faction, ship, control panel, transfer to the pirate space. Sorry, it's Argon. It's transfer to me. The whole ship. Haircut? What? Righteous merchants, dependents, NPC, blah 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 blah. I can't just transfer it to me. Owner is me. It says me, so it's just the batteries. Okay, well, whatever. Point is, we crashed the game because my base was like, it's an enemy coming into attack. But this thing can hold it in gravity, which is great news. Now we can further test that by simply, we'll go down to the planet really quick. And then I will just plop this in right here, and then you see the whole ship. Uh-oh. You know what I just did, right? Everybody is aware of what I just did. Oh, there's just a... That's not helpful. Where the hell is my ship? Please hold while I try to find this damn thing. It's probably not that guy. Pirate victory. So we were over here, and then we made a quick trip towards the base, so we should be running into my ship any minute. And we don't seem to be running into my ship in any minute. Oh, there's the pirate cutter right there, yeah. So we are... Why is it underground? Riddle me that. I don't know why it's underground. We're going to get back in this thing and figure out what that's about. So what I was trying to do to insist that it can in fact be kept in space. Why is it? Something is happening here. This thing is very weird. It's behaving very oddly, but that's okay. We got it. We got it. We're now... So, as you can see, very clearly in full gravity, we can, you know, we can do all the things we need to do. We can just turn off the dampers and let this thing fly down, and it will stay afloat. So two things I wanted to go do, even though teleportation's acting very odd. But we're in full gravity here. It's clearly letting us do it. We can lift the weight, so that's good. Now, one of the things I wanted to do is over by the base, there was something that we were looking at when we crashed. And it is this right here. Just okay, well, you know, whatever. Now, the last thing I want to do before we get out of creative mode and we get to the business of the day, we find the trade station. Coming over here. We try to teleport ourselves in and see if it works. It doesn't appear to have worked, although it's hard to tell. Oh, it kind of did. Good enough. And then we've got the ship still on us, so we're going to go in at Mach Pierogi. And then what we're going to see if we can do is we're going to see if we can sell this thing. Okay. So first things first, what we make sure we are fully stopped. That is the plan. Fully fully deceased. We unlock. We take off a bit, and then let's go see if we can sell that ship. Because the other part of being a pirate, if you don't need to grind down all the stuff for parts, what do you need? You need to be able to sell this crap. So, what do? We come in here and we say, hey, excuse me, sir, will you buy this dumb ship? And I don't even know where you would go to do that, if I'm being honest. Accepted contracts, none, because. So, okay, can't sell the ship there. Can we? No. I don't. Is it? Every time it messes with me. Wait a minute. Is this crown down? It's not airtight at all. You're trying to kill us in here, man? I don't think you can sell. You know, and to be honest, I don't really know how to. I thought that they just had a way to sell ships inside these things, inside the merchant store, but it doesn't look like you can sell grids. Yeah, I don't think you can. And that may be, is that not a vanilla game thing? Can you not sell grids in the vanilla? Let's do a quick googly goo really quick. Just over here, we say SE Space Engineers rather. One. Um, Mod behavior, cargo contribute. Let's see. So trade operations coalition is how you sell ships, it sounds like. So we can't sell ships. So that's a bust. Okay, perfect. That is all. That was the last question I really had to have answered. So there's that. Good job on the ship, John. I think we're gonna get this built. Um, I've got to set a place up for it that is big enough for me to allow to stick it out from that section there, and then obviously I'll have to add that bit because that's not going to be there. But yeah, that's going to be good. I'm excited to put this thing on the ground and have a refueling carrier for this. I can use it to haul stuff back to the planet, but I might also just use it to. We may also just use it to just take the PAG out, fight, and then I guess we could also use it to take the squirrel. Squirrel. Yeah, okay, that's it for this Sprite D2 hauler. You're lucky we're in a cheated game right now. Not cheated. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right. We'll be right back with your regular scheduled program. Cue the. Hello, we're back. We're back. I am Optimus Prime. Is that a pretty good Optimus Prime impression? I feel like it is. I feel like it's okay. All right, guys. So last time we defeated the bad guys. They didn't see us coming. Well, they probably saw us coming, but they didn't do anything about it because they couldn't. Now, first things first. Let's grind that down, get it back to functional. Let's grind this down. Now, we don't have control of this ship, so our turrets at home will just ransack this thing. Ooh, I see some more. There's still some artillery somewhere on this boat. Um, Honestly, at this point in time, oh man, meal pack chili and raw meat. We didn't even have to hurt anything to make the raw meat. That's good. I don't like to hurt things, so I'm nice. It's nice to be cared about. Oh, what is going on here? Are we moving? We're not. Oh, we kind of are. We're 9 meters a second. We are moving a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get into this guy here. We are gonna turn the engines on. But first, no, we'll just connect to the back. We're gonna get up. We're getting in here. We're gonna get the ship turned on for a second, and we're going to basically. We got a couple things we want to do. First, I definitely want to touch down on this guy and get it stopped completely, which is going to take some effort, I feel like. We are ready to lock. Let's go ahead and dampen this thing up. Make sure we get it as stopped as possible. I feel like it is. And then what we're going to do, I know we already have the pirate scrap, or the pirate victory marker, but what we're going to do is we're going to delete it. And then we're going to GPS GPS. Maybe we're going to GPS. Pirate booty. All right, and what reason we're doing this, that didn't make the, it didn't. You were correct. Reason we're doing this is because I don't want to scrap this episode or next. So we have this and we have another scrap somewhere in space, and I don't really feel like messing with it. So what we are going to mess with is we're going to get back to base. That's going to be our plan. We're going to get back to base. We are going to get to base ASAP is the plan. And then we're going to get a projector set up to build John Bray's PAG Carrier, because that is the thing we need to do first. The next thing we need to do, we need some more ice. We have no ice on our main grid, and I don't know how full I don't know how full the hydrogen tanks are, but I'm willing to guess they don't have a ton left, and if we're going to fuel a big old ship to carry the snub-nosed fighter around, we're going to need some fuel. So maybe we reconstruct our drills and get those going again. It didn't go great last time because something clanged out with all of our subgrids. Additionally, the other problem was it was just crashing into the side of the deal. So I don't know what that looks like really to get it up and functioning. Yeah, and I gotta remember how to name those things. So I might get those things set up and then we'll see how it goes. That's kind of my thoughts right this second. What else? Those are the big things. So let's get this thing back to base. As I'm coming in for a landing, I'll pick you up. That way you don't have to watch me just sail through space, even though this is majestic AF. Let's get a, yeah, look at that. Coming home from victory. Low on fuel, but heroic nonetheless. I don't think there's a way. They need you know what they need before I tap out real quick and disappear. They need a button that allows you, I know if you recolor the guns, it'll reset their position, but they need a button that does that. Now, the other thing that Chad had said is to check the turret auto turret settings and see if they were set to target stuff. So they were enable item movement turned off. Target rockets, no, we don't want that. Target small ships, yes. Target characters, yes. Target stations, yes. Target neutrals. I guess the ship technically became a neutral, but like targeting weapons, it was set to target weapons. I guess once the weapons are done. But no, there was still firing when we... Who knows? I don't know. Weapons is what I wanted on. But it seemed to just quit unless I rebooted it, which is, you know, obnoxious to say the least. Let's see. Go down here. We're going to do S&F auto cannon turret. And we'll see in just a second. I think about this every single time I do like a cut edit or we cut from one to the other, that like I could easily just like teleport the ship and be magic, but or automatically get my guy to here. The problem is I don't like to do that. I think it's boring. And so I don't typically try to do that. Not even typically, I just don't do it. Let's see. What is the... You know, we're going to change that color right there and we're going to boop. There you go. Look at that. Now it is where it's supposed to be. Let's do that color. That's more piratey looking than the bright red murdery color. Anyway, so yeah, you know, I could easily do that. I could be like, oh, I'm gonna just blah blah blah, but I don't really like to do that. I don't want to teleport the guy, so it's one of those things. Now we have food on board. What does this give us? This gives us 30% fuel. We're gonna eat the chili now. We're gonna save that for later. We have some let's do comps. We're gonna do this. Got ourselves some new rocket launchers, some guns, 2 rocket launchers, and we'll go ahead and do the radiation pack because I'm not planning to do that. Got some other stuff. We've got some things there. That's beautiful. Look at that. Love it. We've got ourselves. We've made a safe return. We see the marked for the pirate booty. We also see space scrap. That's the other thing we have to chop down. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the FE mine signal. We can always come back to it. And then what I might do is I might go to the antenna here and I might up this, let's just say 14,000. That feels like a pretty good broadcast range. And that way I can see the base regularly because it feels like I can't. So yeah, oh, that's what we need to do. Look at this. What are we at? So we are at, this guy is at roughly 8% stockpile of hydrogen. And this guy over here is at 20%. That is not enough. We definitely need to do some things. So two things I'm going to do. I'm going to bring enough parts. I'm going to go over here. I need a button panel. 5. I want specifically a single button. Let's do this button panel is what I want. I'll grab this one. Over here, I'm going to blop, do that. And then I'm going to come over here. And we haven't welded up any of those. Those docking ports are not welded up even slightly. So, but I want to come in here and I want to do this really quick so that I can get... Oh, you know what? I have an emergency... Note to self. I have an emergency button for that. Where's my button panel? Put it right here. Weld this up. And we're going to say this guy here. This is going to be specifically for the collectors on off. And these are all turned off, I believe. They are. And looks like our crops are almost all ready to, they all seem to be ready to go, which is great. Oh, and I learned a thing. Check this out. Okay, what do we see right here? Nothing. So what we do, we come over to the programming block. We run the exception. No, we don't turn our lights on. We run the exception down in the, if anybody needs it to learn a modded item, you go to this and you say, learn toggle, and you run. And then you'll see over here, it is now in learning mode. Okay. Then we come to production. I go to the thing that I want, a seed, and you do Control Shift, which queues 1,000. You queue up a potato. It makes one potato, deletes the rest. Then queue up the coffee, one potato, clears the queue. Oh, that one is for some reason still going. So now we come over here. And it doesn't do the thing. Okay, pause. Maybe it's learning toggle. It may be learning toggle. That may be what it is. Let's go here. Learning toggle. We run. There we go. Now it's in learning mode, I think. So then go back. Production. Production queue. We do here. We queue 1,000 coffee beans. It makes one. Should delete the stack. And then we make a potato. It makes one. And then it should delete the stack. Perfect. And then, boom! Coffee seed, fruit seed, potato seed. Look at that. And then all we have to do now, so we come in here and we say we want 10 of these guys. We want 10 potato seeds at all times. And then the rest is just plantable. And that's how you do that. Now, to get it out of learning toggle, what you do is you come down, you can run it again, and that turns off learning mode. Or you wait 300 seconds. It has a safety feature where it defaults back after 300 seconds. And then what we can do, press the button, everything gets picked like a glove, turn that back on, and then now we can come in here and we say 5 of these, 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 5 of these. And I think that's all of the seeds we've got. And then, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. This is just what we've got. Now we're going to put grain over here this time because why not? Mushrooms get to go in the corner. Coffee takes second most water, I think. Quickest to grow. Fruit. In real life, vegetables, fruit takes a lot of coffee. It does take a lot. We missed a wheat. There's the wheat there. And then we've got taters, the root vegetable, and then we've got the shrooms. Boom! We're planted again. I don't have a way to auto plant. If there's another mod, Chad, let me know. If we want to try to redo this, if you guys think, hey, you should definitely redo this, we can. But see, this is just snugged up. There's just no room to go up any further. The way this system, I guess we could go up a little further, but for the most part, no, there's not, so that it wouldn't auto loot, but I don't think so. I don't think it'll go up anymore. So anyways, that's it. And now you can see it is currently refueling all of our things and it's up to 10. So that's that. That's how you do learning toggle. That's the mode there, which is great. Now, next problem. Figured that out, which is beautiful. Everybody loves it. I loved it. The next thing we've got to tackle is we need to tackle running across the moon. Running up that hill, you make a deal with dog. We need to finish the solar panels over there. I like, it's only because we're moving, but you see how the green lights on the tubes over there? It's like runway lights. I like that. I need to learn the process of sequencing lights. I've never done it. But it's always cool when people do it with like runways and stuff. I do enjoy it thoroughly. All right. Now, we've got to sort this mining thing out. That's what needs to happen next, honestly. We need to get some more ice on board because we only have so much. And then if you look at the ice system, we got none. If I go to ores, which I'm pretty sure is what ice is classified as, we have so much ore. It's insane. So really we just need ice, but it's okay. What I'm going to do, we're going to components. We're just going to grab the standard fare, 100 each of the primaries, maybe 200 of those for some reason, and we're going to build ourselves a new drill. Now, last time it flubbed up right there. We're going to get even more iron and nickel. I think it may be a wiser idea. Let me think about this for a second. What would be the wisest idea? I think we should come out to the left, honestly. I think that's what we should do. Mine out this section here. I think, is it going to make it more hazardous for the squirrel to come visit? Yeah, but you know what? Life's about being hazardous. So cue that beautiful time-lapse music and let's get something laid out really quick. Alrighty. I might cut some of that because we were just doing that. But look at that. This thing's going. I think the middle button was start. So we can just, let's go ahead and kick this thing off and see. It's got everything it needs, I believe. It's got drills, it's got pistons, it's got rotors. Now we only did 2 horizontal and we didn't do any extra verticals because I figured we needed to dig a hole out first. We're going to see how this goes. I feel like this is going to be pretty good. Step 1 is already 50%. We're going to get ourselves some ice though, which is really the freaking win here. Yeah, so that's that. That's working well. Get ourselves some ice production going in. I think that's going to be the step for that. And make sure it's working well. I think. Oh, sweet Christmas. I just walked outside without my helmet closed. Genius, genius move. Yeah, this works really well right there. Let's get that yellow color. I put some of those caps on everything because I thought, like, why not? And then I got a rotor here that we, if we do want to try to go move the thing, I think the way we would have to do this, we might have to go. I don't honestly know, actually, how we can get this without building some sort of quick miner or just drilling this out ourselves. I don't see a way to get this thing going really, unless we only do one. I guess we could do one horizontal, or we could just do one vertical, and that might work for us. I don't know why it stopped. Let's go find out. It should first get our health back. I ate a little kelp crisp snack in the middle of all that. Haven't died again. Board counter's still looking good. You know what we have done though, look. Farm scratch table, capture summer home. We did technically do that. We're not using it as that, but it has been done. 5 of each planter. Check 2 irrigation systems at least. 1 small hydro, 1 small oxygen. That's been done. Build a flying squirrel hauler welder grinder. We did that. That is spectacular. Paint finish, the H nutter and flying squirrel. We also did that. Look at the to-dones. Even, oh my goodness, guys. We've even done baby's first piracy and baby's second piracy, technically. So we could come over here and we could say, so now we need objectives, guys. We need new objectives. We're not done with the revenge piece, but we can put the revenge. We're not gonna dock it from the area here. We're gonna need some new objectives though. We are gonna put the revenge down here because we did in fact get some revenge. Obviously, the Imperial sector or security is the guys, but we need to figure out why this stopped. Step 1, progress complete. Mine 1, ETA 0 minutes. Why did that? Progress 0%. Did we? Let's take a look at our pistons. Got mine 1, horizontal, horizontal, vertical. Those things all happened. Drill, all mine 1. Very good. Did I do this right is the question. Set. The progress is at 0 for that. What do we have to... Real quick, we're going to double check and see what I've done wrong. We've got, so you go 1 down, horizontal, so you do advanced rotor, horizontal piston, vertical piston drills. That's the layout of the system. So you could go multiple horizontals, whatever. We have horizontal piston, so an example would be advanced rotor mine, advanced drill, O1, corner LCD mine, and then mine, horizontal, mine, vertical, mine 0, vertical inverted if we wanted to go back up, etc. And that's how that works. Best ratios, we've got 2 horizontal pistons, 5 or more drills. So we can technically add a second drill. But I don't know why it's not. It doesn't appear to be making progress past that point. So we're not really sure what's going on there. It's a special thing. Let me see if I can figure this out. Alrighty, so I had horizontal or HOR and vert set to 0 apparently. So here we go. We've started it 3%. We're going to see what happens. It's got horizontal pistons, so it knows what it's doing. It should start collecting all the data. Now, let's see. What is the next step for us? Honestly, guys, I think it's going to be a short one. We definitely checked out the new PAG Carrier, Jesus, Pirates au Gratin Carrier, which was spectacular. I love everything about it. I am excited for it. We've got that checked out. We kind of looked at what I was thinking about for harvesting sections, and I honestly don't think that I'm going to change it. It doesn't feel like we need to change it. What we do need to do, though, I feel like we could go ahead and pop on over with the H nutter, because why not? This thing is still zippy as hell. I don't think I have a docking clamp for this thing. Ooh, it's still zippy. So that's not built yet, but that's okay. We don't need it to be built. Turn those engines off. Hop out. Just a nice little parking job right there. What we can do is make us some vodka. We don't have that. And we can set it to learn so we can make more than one vodka at some point. Do we have the stuff to make vodka? That's the real question. That's the question we have for everybody here. Do we have the beverage capabilities to make it? And the answer is yes, we can make one. What we should do is sorry about that. We should really do the learning toggle. Let's go back down here really quick. We'll do this one more time for the kids. Learning toggle. That's not what we're doing. Learning toggle is already there. We press run. Beautiful. We come into here. We say we need 1,000 vodkas. And it should make one. And it should delete that. Beautiful. We should now see vodka over here. Do we see it? We do. Wonderful. And guess what? We already have 11 on the board. So we're going to keep 10 in stock for the boys. You know what? We might as well keep 10 Robin and 10 Curry in stock for the boys too, if we can. Now, hopefully, in my mind, hopefully it keeps the seeds more in stock than those guys. But now, I don't have to be afraid of going into the sunlight because I've got vodka on hand. And who doesn't need that? So there you go. That's that. Guys, this is it. Farm is ready. We are ready to sell, do some business. You know, come check it out. Come to the store, see what we got going on. We can sell all the things for everybody. It'll be really great. But if you enjoyed this, you know what to do. You can bang my line. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, nope. I got distracted by my beautiful wife. Now I'm flabbergasted in my brain here. What I was going to say is I will catch you later, taters. And as always, be kind. And, yeah, stay ornery. Also, next time, we build that carrier.